Alrighty then. Can you hear me now? Technical difficulties. Can you guys hear me? I know what I did with that earpiece. Thank you. Oh, you all know me so well. I love that about you. Thank you, Jim. So, good morning. Good morning, everybody. In case you didn't know, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. Ah. Yeah. I'm a crazy person when it's on my birthday. Because my birthday, it's always a big milestone. But this year, I'm 60. I'm 60 years old. How did that happen? It's like ridiculous. I mean, wasn't it yesterday I was just 17? I don't know, I'm 60. All my hair went gray. I have wrinkles. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm just happy to be alive and in one piece. Like, for real. I've been through a lot in the past 60 years, but I have to say, I've never faced danger to life and limb. I mean, I have, but not in a like in a way where I just missed it. Aw, thank you, Darla. But seriously, turning 60, it's like, to me, it's like I won a big race. I don't know. Thank you, Mr. Ghost. I'm really thrilled to be 60. I am. It's like I'm a little girl in an old lady body. I love it. I just love it. And here's the best thing about turning 60. So, throughout my life, I've had a lot of goals and dreams and everything. And by the way, wait, I see a message held for review. Please try to be respectful towards me, okay, Georgie? That's really, it's not called for to talk about me like that. So, thank you. Thank you. I am no longer a sex symbol because I'm 60, you know? Like, get it out with the sexy talk. I'm not interested. I'm 60 years old. Okay, thank you, Matthew. Thank you. But here's the thing. So, as a writer, thank you. You guys are so kind today. No old lady comments, but it's okay because I am one. I definitely resemble that. Yeah, no sexy talk, okay? Touch it. Your name just says it all. So anyway, now I'm 60, and I'm a writer, right? I've been a writer my whole life since I was 10 years old. That's 50 years of dedicated to my craft. 50 years, okay? Literally, I will never forget the day that I was 10 years old, and I decided, I remember exactly that I was standing on a street in New Jersey with my parents' friends' kids, and we were on the street corner, and I don't know why I thought this, but all of a sudden I thought, I want to be a writer. I'm going to write something that's like the great American novel. I was like, I want to be like, well, I know why I thought this, because at the time I was reading a series of books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie series. And it totally affected my life. The way that Laura wrote about her life and brought the prairie and the living in the 1800s and everything, she brought her life alive. For me, who I was a little girl, just like she was, growing up in 1970s at the time, and I was relating to this little girl 100 years ago. Thank you so much, John. And I thought, that's a worthy ambition, to write in a way that you bring bring worlds alive to people who would never be able to experience them otherwise. So when I was 10 years old, I thought, that is the greatest thing that I could do, is to be a writer. And the other thing that happened when I was 10 years old, on my 10th birthday, was I got a gift. It was a diary. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's my birthday gift. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, so on my 10th birthday, I got a diary. And I started writing in it. And I was hooked. I was hooked for 50 years. I've been writing in my diary. I haven't always been diligent at it, especially in the past 10 years, but I mean, I'm always writing, you know, this is my life, I'm a writer. Hey Darla, if you would review those bad messages and ditch them if you need to. Anyway, so, hey crazy girl, am I Ann? I don't know what that means, anyway. So, I published this book last year. I'll turn it around so you can see what that looks like. It is only the first of several. This book, I had to winnow out thousands of pages of stuff I've written just to come up with this one. But here, wait, I'll turn it around so you can see the cover, because I designed the whole thing by myself. Well, of course, I had help from my friends who gave me their opinions, but yes, eating healthy is why I look like this. Thank you, Matthew. Yes, please have respect. I'll read this to you. Adoption changes lives. Let me take you on the tumultuous journey of my alter ego, Leah. As an adopted child, Leah sees life through the lens of the profound loss of a mother she never knew. Raised in a loving, devout Jewish family, Leah cherishes her life until a shocking revelation shatters her sheltered world. While navigating the often devastating path of love and self-discovery, Leah finds out that everything she once believed is not as it seems. And that's me on the day I was adopted. I was 14 days old. How many pages? I think it's 357 pages. Almost every day for a year. It is not on Amazon. I don't like or trust Amazon. So, no, but you can buy it on my website, jillbooks.com. Darla, you know what to do. Me too, Matthew. I'm also an Ashkenazi Jew. It's just kind of weird. Nobody cared that we were Ashkenazi Jews 20 years ago, and suddenly everybody's an Ashkenazi Jew now. And it's like a thing. But no, I am actually. Well, half of an Ashkenazi Jew. Thank you, Darla. Thank you very much for putting up my website. So, this book was 40 years in the making. 40 flipping years. I know, right, Matthew? And I was talking about it for such a long time. I started walking around and just reading little chapters of my book to everybody, and they were all like, you have to write this, you have to write this. And so I did. Finally, I did it. It took a long time. There were threats. Yes, only on jillbooks.com. It's so dear to me. You know, my writing, it's so personal and valuable, and it's hard for me to even put a price on it. Like, I sell my books, you know, I'm a writer. I make money with words. I'm a word wizard, if you will. And I was a newspaper journalist for like 15 years, and actually longer than that, on and off. But magazine journalist, you know, all this stuff. But writing a book was huge. You're a German Jew. Wow, Matthew. I'll bet your family has some very interesting stories, as most families do. So this is not the only goal that I've accomplished, and I wish I had this other book with me. Actually, I wish I had the two other books with me. But I actually have published 2 books that I didn't write. And you know what that means? I'm a book publisher, yes. And so the people who work with me, my authors, my little stable of authors, and I do have a little stable of authors. I've only published 2 of them so far, but I'm cranking through because every time I turn around, there's another person who has a great book that needs to be read by the world. So this is the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. It got a little bit chilly here yesterday, but today we're back to Florida, beautiful Florida weather. It's warm and it was sunny before the clouds took over. Just gorgeous here. A little bit on the humid side, but that's okay. Anyway, I wanted to say something else about, oh right, I'm a book publisher. So, 60 years old, and I'm just accomplishing my dreams. Like, it has taken 50 years for me to get to this point. And I've been writing the whole time, but I never like actually put things into book forms until 2015, 10 years ago. I had a goal when I was 50. Thank you, John. It reminds me of my mom's hair. Thank you, Karina. I hope you guys would like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. So this was the first book that I ever wrote, and it's called Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist's File Since 9/11. And this book was the proof that I needed that I could write a book and publish it myself, because I don't like it to ask other people for permission. I don't like to depend on other people to do what I want to do. So that's why I went into self-publishing, because I didn't want to work with a big publishing house, and I don't even know if they'd have me, but I wasn't about to find out, and I wasn't about to look for the rejection either, because I knew that if I wrote a book and I published it, I knew that people would buy it. Because I have all these fans, you see. And no, I didn't have any fans back 10 years ago. I was still in my shell as a writer who, you know, I was a journalist, so I was always working for newspaper stuff and dealing with the public all the time. But as an author, that was something that it was like the loftiest goal in the world. So you want to be a writer too? All right, well, I can help you. And so I started out as a journalist. I went to journalism school. I have lived in Florida for the past 10 years. In fact, I moved to Florida 10 years ago when I published this book. And this book is about the way 9/11 changed our society. My brother was a survivor of 9/11, and I started writing this book on 9/11. You want me to read it to you? I'll read you the first few pages. Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, 8:13 p.m. By the way, this is a journal entry. This is exactly how it works. Everything has changed, and we will never be the same again. Today, the World Trade Center was attacked and destroyed by 2 airplanes full of regular people. The plane had been hijacked. 20 minutes later, the Pentagon was hit by another plane. And even as I write this, one of its sides is still burning and has completely caved in. If you can imagine, I'm literally writing this on 9/11. After the shock of seeing the Twin Towers smash into the streets of lower Manhattan, I realized that my brother's office wasn't far from the scene. I tried calling his house, but I couldn't get through. The phone lines were clogged with calls from people like me, searching for our loved ones in the smoldering city. I ran to my neighbor's house and she offered me lunch, but I told her there was no way I could eat. I just wanted to find my brother. So she gave me her phone and told me to go to it. After a few tries, I finally got through to his answering machine where I left a message. Then I was finally able to get through to his office's automated answering service. Welcome to Chase, where the right relationship is everything. announced the automated bank teller in a cheerful voice. I took comfort in the fact that the phones were working there and punched in his extension, but only managed to reach his voicemail. Andy, please call me. Let me know you're okay. At noon, he left a message that was full of sorrow. He could barely speak, and I could hear him crying as he told me that his building was being evacuated and I should call him later at home. I fell apart when I heard him weeping and sounding like a scared little boy. But later, he told me that he had been the one with the calm exterior and that everybody came to him for information. He was cradling one older gentleman in his arms just to keep the guy from freaking out. He told me that as soon as the first plane hit, everyone wanted to go out and see. But Andy blocked the door and told them that they would be leaving over his dead body. One man had actually escaped into another part of the building, and when he came back, Andy said he nearly throttled him. They thought that a building's incinerator had exploded, and when they looked out the window, they saw pieces of paper flying through the air. Out on the street, one of their coworkers was just entering the building when he noticed a $20 bill floating through the sky. Floating down from the sky. He nudged the woman next to him. Look, it's a 20. And he grabbed it out of the air, but when he looked at it, he noticed that it was covered with blood. And he dropped it on the ground and ran into the building. Is this making any sense? I read what my brother told me when he finally got to his house on Long Island covered in asbestos and ashes. He'd had to walk about 5 miles to find an operating train. He told me that the ground was littered with women's shoes. I can't even comprehend what has happened. The television is going apeshit with grisly pictures that surely can't be real. It's like something out of Hollywood. I'm walking around like a zombie, my eyes all red and swollen, and I'm constantly on the verge of tears. Today I cried on Laura Mitnick, and I don't even really know her. What has happened to our country? Who has committed this unspeakable crime? I felt like shaking the people in the stores with their cheerful good mornings. This was not a good morning. In fact, it was probably the worst morning I've ever seen in all of my 36 years. Wow. Sorry. I can't. I talk about 9/11 a lot because I wrote a book about it, and I still get upset. I still can't handle that. And now thinking that was me at 36. 36. My daughter is 32. And I am 60. Thank you for the applause. It's really crazy, isn't it? So anyway, this was my, if you would say, practice book, and it was so great. I learned so much from writing this book, and I know somebody said that they were interested in being a writer, and I got to tell you. When you write a book, it can change your whole life. It can make you see things in a different way, because, especially yourself, because you have accomplished something that most people never accomplish. And it's great to write one book. But when you put out 2 books, then you can say that you're really an author and not a one-hit wonder anymore. So this day, my 60th birthday, is such a great day for me, you guys, because I accomplished all these goals that I wanted to accomplish before turning 60. So that makes me feel like I did it. Because, you walk around and you're so hard on yourself. I don't know about you guys, but my hair wants to fly away. But me, I'm really hard on myself. I'm a perfectionist, and oh, Matthew, I know. My brother was devastated by it. It's my birthday. It is my birthday. Sorry. Hi, Fred. Thank you. And so if you want to know more about my brother's perceptions or what happened on 9/11, I did a really great interview with him last year, and it was or maybe it was 2 years ago actually now. It's on my YouTube channel, and you really should watch it because it's really interesting. I had never interviewed my brother, even though I wrote a book that based on him, but I had never actually interviewed him or talked about 9/11 with him because I knew that my brother, he had a lot of issues after 9/11. I mean, he still has the PTSD, as we see Matthew also. Yeah, seeing people jump from buildings is not something you're ever going to get over. Thank you, Matthew, so much. Thank you, Michael. It's 9/11. For those of us who lived through it, and those of us who like really lived through it, like were there, you know, like my brother, and I wasn't there, but I used to live with my brother. So, I mean, it was my brother was right there. It was to think that something, and oh, thank you for the gift. Thank you so much, Easton. And some of my when the World Trade Center was hit in 1992, I was living in Switzerland, which, by the way, my next book is called 7 Years in Switzerland. So stay tuned for that, because it is the sequel to Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? And actually, and Do You Think About Me on My Birthday is a great book, don't get me wrong, but 7 Years in Switzerland, that's going to be groundbreaking. Thank you for the happy birthdays. 23 King, you're great. So no, I am actually 60 years old. And if you want me to shout out and say things to you because you want me to, you got to be a member. Just saying. I can't give everybody everything, you know. Yes, isn't Switzerland the safest or one of the safest countries in the world? Yes, it is, Matthew. It definitely is. And I never had a scary day in Switzerland, I have to say that. So it's a beautiful country, but it's also difficult to live in a country with a language that nobody can understand except the locals. So that's kind of hard, but blood region. No, I'm a widow. And that's another thing. I'm turning 60 now for my husband also, who would never get to be 60. He died at the age of 58. He had just turned 58. And I miss him every day of my life. And I wish that I could be celebrating this birthday with him, and he would be 61 and I would be 60 and we would be all happy and stuff. But I know, thank you. That's not how it's working out, and so I'm alone, and I'm glad. I'm glad to be alone. I'm not one of those people who is afraid. He is definitely looking down from heaven. I know that, Squasley. I know that. I feel his presence all the time, and I talk about this on my show. If you are a widow or a widower, you know, you need to talk about it, because it's difficult when you are alone and you've got people looking at you being like, hey, you're cute, you're attractive, you want to date, you know. I don't want to date. I don't want to be with anybody else. I loved my husband so much. I looked for him for my whole life, and I didn't find him until I was in my early 50s. We were together for 4 years before he died, and we only got to be married for 11 months because he was dying. So I can't replace him, you know. I don't want to be with another man. I could never find another man like Ray, by the way. My husband, let me tell you about my husband. He was Cuban, and he was like, you remember the Crocodile Dundee guy? Well, Ray was the Cuban Crocodile Dundee, and he could catch birds out of the sky. He could wrestle alligators. I never saw him do that. If he saw a snake, he'd yoink it. You know that yoink guy? I love that guy. Well, Ray was the king of the yoink. It was amazing to be married to such a man, and I didn't get to be with him for very long, but now I'm just going to live through those years. So, no, I don't want to date. No, I can't replace Ray. I don't want to. I can't even try. And anyway, if I would date, could you imagine somebody having to like deal with the ghost of Ray? I don't think that's possible. Thank you, Blood Legion. Your husband sounds like an amazing man. May he rest in peace. I know he is with you always. Matthew says, my mother just passed away. Oh, wait a minute. Matthew. At 60 from COPD. I'm just glad she made me the man I am today. Very successful and living the best life that I can. Matthew, that hurt. That hurt bad. I was a smoker for many years. And when I was, wait, how old was I? Well, my little boy, my son, it was his birthday. He was turning 10. So it was 2006. And he said to me and my husband at the time, my ex-husband, I don't date, okay? My little boy said to us, I only want one thing for my birthday this year. We're like, what is it, Tobes? And he says, I want you guys to quit smoking. When a 10-year-old tells you that it's time to quit smoking, you listen. You listen. And I did. So your mom, Matthew, I'm so sorry. I feel like my son saved my life at the tender age of 10, 20 years ago. Last time I ever smoked a cigarette, 20 years ago. And you have to quit smoking, game. You cannot keep living like that. It's not right. Smoking doesn't just poison you, it poisons everyone around you. And did you know that if you smoke cigarettes or if you even hang around people who smoke, you can go blind? That's right. Smoking causes macular degeneration. Big time. And the people who work in bars and they don't smoke, they're going to get macular degeneration anytime. Hey, Stanley Cup. Yes, live in front of the beach looking down on us peasants. Do you feel like a peasant, Stanley? Because I don't want anyone to feel like a peasant on the beach report. And I'm here because it's my 60th birthday. And I have people who love me so much. And I have a best friend in there who moved heaven and earth to put me in the most beautiful hotel room at my favorite place, Ocean Manor Beach Resort. This is my favorite place. I moved here 10 years ago, down the beach from Ocean Manor, and this place, the Tiki Bar, is down there, the Tiki Bar behind me, was where I just found my people here. I don't know, I met a lot of people here, I made a lot of new friends when I first moved, and it's been Fort Lauderdale has been very, very good to me. There have been some bad times. I got mugged. I almost got kidnapped. It's okay. I'm still here. So this is Fort Lauderdale Stanley Cup, not Miami. And thank you, Deutschland. Yeah, zum Geburtstag, viel Glück. So I work everywhere. This is the Beach Report, and I'm a writer. I'm a journalist. I'm a YouTuber. Although my daughter told me that I'm forbidden to call myself a YouTuber in her presence. It got her quite angry, actually. This summer, we were on the beach in New Jersey, and there was this amazing event going on, and so I ran over like I always do. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I have to film this, you know. And I told these people I'm a YouTuber. And my daughter, she looks at me and she goes, "Mom, you are not a YouTuber. You are a journalist who has a YouTube channel." So, out of the mouths of babes, you know. I appreciate that my daughter puts me in my place from time to time, and putting me in my place as I am not just an influencer or a YouTuber. I am a journalist. I am a card-carrying journalist. I am a journalist that I get some sort of respect in Florida. I get a lot of respect in Florida. Actually, the people in Fort Lauderdale, I came here, like I said, 10 years ago with my book. I called myself a book hooker because I would walk around talking about my book, and everybody would, in the bars and stuff, and the restaurants, and I'd go around and I'd meet people and they would buy my book. So I became a journalist. I went to journalism school. I graduated from Scripps Journalism School in Ohio University in 1987. and I did my internship at the Jewish Chronicle of Pittsburgh for a summer. And then I moved right on to the Jersey Shore and started writing for the Sandpaper. That's where I started my career, at the Sandpaper. Guys, look, a happy woman in 2025. This is not a drill. Forward march. I love it. Yes, I am a happy woman. I am. I've had some of the worst things that could ever happen to a person have happened to me. I mean, nothing physically, like not killed or anything. Clearly, I'm still alive, but I've had some pretty bad things happen in my life, as we all have. And if one of my mods wanna review those messages, they're probably talking about sex, so I don't know. Anyway. Sorry, I get emotional and then my nose runs, and it's a little embarrassing. So, you know what? I say hi to people if they're in my members group. See, you have to be a member. Or I will say hi to you on my own, but if you ask me to say hi to you, it doesn't work that way. I have mods because I have a lot of haters. I have people come on here. They don't like the fact that I am a Make America Great Again type of girl. And I have my political views, which are my own, and I express them very freely. And I love my country. And I lived in Switzerland for 10 years and became a Swiss citizen. So I came back here on my own volition because I love this country and I'd like to see it made great again. And I think that President Trump is one of the greatest presidents of our time. I know a lot of crazy things are happening right now. I don't understand it all, but thank you, Matthew, you're so right. You know, my nose, I wish I had some tissues. Anyway. You guys are so sweet to me right now. Thank you. People aren't always this nice to me. I actually do get a lot of hate simply because I want to make my country great again. I don't know. Yeah, people say really bad things about my president. I am married. My husband is dead, but I'm still married. I'm married in heaven, and I'm married to the Lord, and I love God, and I love Jesus. And I was raised Jewish, but I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior in 2018. And that made my life so much better, I gotta tell you. You know what? All the bad men fled my life when I accepted Jesus. It's true, and then I married the love of my life, so there's that. I know, right, Matthew? I knew I liked you. And Darla's getting rid of the bad people because this is why I have mods, you see. And another reason that I have mods is because I look like this, and some people, like this what Nemo calls me a psycho and stuff like that. You know, I think that somebody who would call me a psycho probably should check themselves out. If you think I'm a psycho, then what do you think is a normal person? I don't know. I know I'm not a normal person, okay? I know this because of my children. My daughter's like, Mom, can you not be normal? Oh, good job, Darla. By the way, we do report all of the nastiness that comes on this channel. If you say really gross things to me about sex and stuff like that, you'll be reported. So, and I don't have to do it. I've got my people, you know. And you'll be tossed into the ocean where some sharks will munch on your ugly head. So. That's right, go. That's right, people hating online are cowards hiding behind keyboards, and this is why we throw them to the sharks. It looks like a Caribbean island, I admit, but it's not. It's Florida. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, actually, which is one of the most beautiful places on earth. David's best memories were eating Jersey tomatoes in Atlantic City bakery rolls. Right? I know. Shark alert. Get the sharks out. They eat trolls and they love eating trolls. So we love the sharks. I love Naples. So we're going to do a great Christmas show in Naples. Not this week, but next week. I will be in Naples next week. And we will do a wonderful Christmas time extravaganza show because Naples, Florida, they do Christmas right. Oh, you really saw a shark, Mountain? I didn't see a shark. But my eyes aren't that good in the oceans. Yeah, it's not far away, but it's right there. If anyone can see a shark, let me me know. Man, those clouds look pretty dark. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a beautiful beach day anymore. Yes, we've done also stories from Alligator Alcatraz area. I love to go into the Everglades. My husband actually was Everglades man, the bird man, they called him. And I know a lot about the Everglades because of my husband, and he taught me everything. And so I will keep up his legacy of teaching people about the wild animals in the Everglades. I did not like the Everglades, the alligator Alcatraz, because I love alligators. I literally love them. That's right, Matthew. Trump catches sharks with his bare hands. He does. Yeah, it's amazing. But no, I truly love alligators. I think that they are the coolest prehistoric creatures that the Lord ever made, and I love to go down to the Everglades and hang out with them in my favorite gator hole. I see a lot of videos of people cuddling with alligators and petting them and treating them like pets, and I absolutely hate that because alligators are wild animals. Hey, happy birthday, Aunt. How old are you? I'm 60. I still can't even with that. How did I turn 60 today? Oh, I can't see all the questions. Somebody saluted me. Salute back. Don't be angry. I think the 60s are great. I'm so excited to be 60, in my 60s. It's like, I feel like it's this whole new decade opening up to me where I am going to accomplish so much more than I ever did before because I have wisdom, I have experience, I have a whole lot of writing that I can just put it out there, all this stuff. Hi, Charlene. I've never been to Mission Beach. Well, maybe I have. That's in California, right? I think I was there once. I know, you guys, right, Matthew? Thank you. I don't feel 60, but I gotta say, 60 is the new 40, and I can attest to that because one of my friends who came to my birthday party last night, she's 80. She just had her 80th birthday, and she's doing, oh, you're such a baby, she tells me. I can't believe it. 20 years ago. I can't even remember 20 years ago. And I'm looking at her, and she is gorgeous. And there is no way that this woman is 80 years old. And it's just like, you know what? Something about South Florida. The women here, we never age. I don't know what it is, but I had people at my party, my birthday party, and if you want to go to my birthday party, I'm going to be there tonight too. We're having a birthday party block party, and it will be for members only, so you do have to join my membership group. But my birthday party last night was so great, and I talked to everyone around, and all of the people there, well, most of them were older than me, like some of them 70s, 80 years old. So I asked them all for advice as I turned 60. And it was great. You know what? The biggest advice is when you're getting older is that keep moving, keep eating right, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke cigarettes. Being healthy is about having a frame of mind where you want it. Some women do get wrinkled in the Florida sun, Julie, but I don't know. I have to say, I'm a total sun worshiper. I take a sun bath every day. And some people say that my skin looks really sun damaged, and I don't know, maybe it does, but I don't really care. I think it's fine. I don't have any problems. I don't have cancer. And I wouldn't know if I did because I don't go to doctors. I have no health insurance. I don't believe that anybody can keep me healthy except for myself and the Lord. And it's not a very popular way to live. People actually really get very angry at me. They're like, my kids get the angriest of all, actually. I've had many arguments especially with my son, about skin cancer and sunscreen. I do not wear sunscreen. I do not believe in sunscreen. I think it's like putting poison on your skin. I think that there has been a conspiracy throughout my life and yours to keep us out of the sun. I think the sun makes us very powerful. I know it makes me powerful. I lay in the sun every day that I can. The Florida sun, mind you. And it took me a while to work up. You have to lay out for, like, start with 5 minutes a day, work your way up. I do about half an hour to an hour because I love it so much. I get the back, I get the front, I wear a bikini, I try to get everything in the sun. And I do believe that the sun is like, it's like I'm charging up my batteries. And so true, praise God and trust Him for everything. So, yeah, my husband would be lucky if he were still alive. I know. I cry a lot over the fact that my husband had to leave this earth at the tender age of 58. And I'm turning 60 for him too. So, hey, we're 60. We're in our 60s now. He would be 61. But it's bittersweet. Anyway, I look this way and I act this way. I'm one of the few people not in a system. I don't do anything regularly except for, I do this show every single day. I'm actually very regimented. I'm very disciplined. The sun, you know what? The vitamin D is huge. You know, you can't even make vitamin D with your body. You actually need the sun for vitamin D. It's okay, Grommy. My husband had cancer. My husband was Cuban, and he ate a terrible diet, and it gave him cancer. That's what I think happened. He had prostate cancer, and I buried both of my parents and my husband with cancer. And I'll tell you what, this girl, never gonna get cancer. Never. I do things like not eat the poison food in America. And I do believe that a lot of the reasons that people are getting cancer now are because y'all are eating poison. I love Lucy. Yes, exactly. Matthew, oh my God, my husband, he was so Ricky Ricardo. He was amazing. Health nuts forgot cancer, right? I don't know, but I do everything I can to not get cancer. And one of the things I do is I don't eat. I went 7 days without food last month. It was amazing. It was the best. Hi, Laura. Good morning. Some of these people on the show are at my birthday party now. We're doing part 2 of my birthday party tonight, so there's going to be part 3 as well. Colon cancer is preventable, about the only one. I think they're all preventable, to tell you the truth. I think cancer is preventable if you don't eat the bad foods, the processed foods. Fred knows. You're right, Fred. Our foods are not, they're not food anymore. And actually, that's what 7 years in Switzerland is about. I moved to Switzerland in 1992. And when I went there, the reason that I wanted to live there, because I wanted to be a mom so bad. And I had met the man I thought was the love of my life. I was completely wrong about that, but at the time, he was the father of my children, so I don't think I made a mistake like that because, you know, I do have 2 amazing children. And 7 days without eating, actually, it reset everything about me. It made me such a better person. 7 days without food, I could have gone longer. And the reason I didn't was because a lot of people were screaming at me to please eat. But I don't believe that you really need to eat. And I am still overweight. I know you're like, what? I know, I hide it. I hide it really well. But I am actually still overweight, like 10 pounds overweight. But oh, Julie, you're right. Too worried about food and health, but here we are with the judge, and he is coming, and that's what we should be preparing for. Well, and Julie, that's another reason that I fast. I don't just fast because I want to lose weight or be healthy, which is why I fast too, but I also fast to be closer to God. And you do see God when you're not eating food. And you do realize that you are so powerful. And that discipline of not eating food, of not giving into the parasites in your gut, screaming for sugar. I know people say it's dangerous, but guess what? It's not. Just like people say it's dangerous to lay out in the sun every day. And I'm going to say, no, it's not. I'm 60. I do not wear sunscreen, not ever. Sometimes I wear castor oil. Sometimes I wear nothing at all. But I never wear sunscreen. I think that sunscreen is poison and I will not be putting it on my skin. So, you know, all those people 40 years ago who told me I was going to be wrinkled like a prune and I was going to die young, you can all suck it because I'm 60 years old today. I am probably the healthiest I have ever been. I did not lose any muscle, and I know this for a fact because I use a scale. It's a smart scale, and it measures your fat content and how much fat you have versus how much muscle you have. And I don't know how it does it. It sends some kind of electrical signal in through your body, but so I know I'm watching, and my fat to muscle ratio is perfect. Everything about my numbers and everything on the scale, and it shows everything. It's perfect. And also on the last day of my fast, while I was still fasting, I took my blood pressure. One of my best friends, she's got a blood pressure thing, and she takes hers because she has health issues. So I took my blood pressure, and it was perfect. And my resting heart rate was like 52. Perfect. And then she took her blood pressure, and it was not perfect. And it was actually kind of scary. Well, you can look it up. There is such a scale. So I don't know, you're Amish, so you probably don't know about technology. But yes, there is a scale. My scale is made by Brookstone. And I actually, let's see if I can find it here on my shopping thing. I do have a shopping, because I am loving, let's see, Brookstone scale. I don't know if you guys can still see me while I do this, but, oh yes, there it is. Perfect. Okay, so I have just added that scale that Amish thinks doesn't exist, but it does, and I just pinned it to my post. So, hey Amish, if you want to get a scale like that, all you got to do is look at my shopping app. It's right there. It's right there. So I've proven you to be completely outer limits wrong. I got coffee. My BFF is like, Jill, it's time to go. I have coffee for you. She knows that she can get me with the coffee. But yeah, so please do check out that scale. It's super interesting to see your fat and your body ratio. So yes, just Amish, buy it. I looked it up. I was like, how does this work? It's something about an electrical current that it sends through your body, and it can tell you the difference between your fat and your skeleton and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, you can absolutely gift me $400. I don't really believe that you will do that, but if you want to do that, I will say thank you very much. It is my birthday. Good morning, 47, 48. It's like those kids saying 6, 7. What the heck does that mean? Anyway, the Generation Z, those people, I'm a little concerned about that. Anyway, I'm not in Jupiter. Thank you. Thank you for the actual gift. I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. How is my goat? Greatest of all times. You guys are wonderful. So, I love if you would love me and subscribe to my channel and maybe send me a super chat if you want, because it is my birthday and we YouTuber creators, we're over here scrounging for pennies. It's not easy, but I do it because I love it. I don't do anything for money, honestly, nothing. I don't think anybody should do anything for money. I think you should do things because you want to do them, because they make your life better. Hakuna Matata, that's right. So I am going to say ciao for now. My coffee is on its way out, and I'm going to spend some time with my BFF, who is going to be 60 herself in 7 days, and she's over here rubbing it in my face that she's still 59. Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't do this live show last night, but we were all dancing, a bunch of us girls, and we even brought in a new girl from Colorado. Shout out Janelle. And anyway, she was 59 too, so we were all dancing and we were all 59. And if you want to buy my books and you want to check out my work, jillbooks.com. So check it out. That's what I do. It looks like Amish is a very hateful person. You guys should probably toss him into the ocean with the sharks. I feel sorry for you, Amish. You're not a very happy person. You seem very nasty. So we are in Fort Lauderdale. Thank you very much, Darla, for thejillbooks.com. That's my website. And that's the only place where you can buy my books, written by me, doing my own thing. All right. Good one, Juna Beach Dawn. I love you. All right, you guys. I am going to say ciao for now. I have my cafe. Now Jetty's on. Jetty, you're late. My girl over here is like, she is laughing at me so hard. So I'm going to hear about this for a while. All right, you guys. And with that disgusting comment, I'm going to say ciao for now. See you later, Stybro. Have a wonderful day. You too, Darla. Everybody, ciao for now. The Beach Report will be back later tonight. We're doing our big second day birthday party bonanza, block party weekend here in Fort Lauderdale. All right, you guys. Ciao for now.